All right, today we're heading to Berlin, Germany to check out Urban Nation. It's a one-of-a-kind museum that's all about the art of the streets. And it poses this really fascinating question. And really, this is the big idea behind the whole thing. Berlin is, one of the world's great street art capitals. So this museum doesn't just put that art on display, it's an active part of the conversation that's happening on the city's walls right now. And that whole idea, it starts with the building itself. The exterior isn't static. It's not just brick and mortar. It's a living, breathing canvas that totally embodies the spirit of the art it celebrates. So here's the really cool part. The museum literally sheds its skin. Artists from all over the world get invited to create work on these modular panels on the outside. And once their time on the street is up, the panels are actually removed and preserved inside as part of the collection, making way for something new. It's a brilliant way to mirror the temporary, always changing nature of street art itself. So what kind of art are we talking about here? Well, urban contemporary art has its roots in the graffiti scene that exploded on New York City subways back in the 70s. What started as this underground kind of rebellious movement has just blossomed into a globally respected art form that you'll now find in major galleries and, of course, right here at Urban Nation. And this is basically the museum's manifesto. It's way more than just a catchy phrase. It tells you that Urban Nation is really a mission-driven place. It's all about connecting artists with the community, creating new and exciting work, and caring for the preservation of this vital 21st century art form. Okay, so now let's step inside, because if the exterior is all about constant change, the interior is about giving that change a permanent, lasting home. Right, and this gets to the heart of why this place even exists. Street art, by its very nature, doesn't last. It's ephemeral. A masterpiece you see on a wall one day could literally be gone the next. Weathered away, vandalized, or just painted over. Urban Nation was created to solve that exact problem, offering a sanctuary where these incredible, fleeting works can be preserved for years and years to come. And the inside, designed by the architects at Graft, is just as clever as the outside. The ground floor is actually paved with asphalt. They literally brought the street inside. Then, on the first floor, there's this high-line-style walkway and bridges, so you can see these huge artworks from all different angles. And those top floors? Well, they're dedicated to creating new art, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Their current exhibition, Love Letters to the City, is a perfect example of the museum's mission in action. This isn't just about looking at pretty pictures. It dives right into these tough, super relevant urban issues, like gentrification and social inequality. It really turns the museum into a space for a serious conversation about the cities we all live in. And this all leads to a really key takeaway here. Urban Nation isn't just a place where you go to see art. It's an entire ecosystem designed to support and create it. Long before the museum building even opened its doors, Urban Nation was already making its mark on the city with its One Wall project. They commission artists to paint these absolutely massive murals on building facades, basically turning the whole Schöneberg neighborhood into an open-air gallery. The collection doesn't stop at the front door. So, remember those top floors I mentioned earlier? Well, this is what they're for. The Fresh AIR program, which stands for Artist in Residence, invites artists from around the world to actually live and work right inside the museum. This ensures the building is always a buzzing hub of creation, not just some static archive. And then, for the more academic, historical side of things, there's the Martha Cooper Library. It's named after the absolute legend, the photographer who was there capturing the birth of graffiti in New York. It's a vital research center, making sure the history and the knowledge of the urban art movement are preserved for scholars, artists, and, for all of us. And to build on her legacy, the museum also offers a really prestigious scholarship in her name. It supports photographers with a focus on documenting communities, and it's specifically for artists from Africa, Asia, or Latin America. It's this beautiful acknowledgement that documenting our social realities is a powerful art form all on its own, a crucial tool for creating dialogue and empathy. Okay, so maybe you're feeling inspired and you want to see this place for yourself. Let's talk about how you can actually experience Urban Nation and the neighborhood around it. First things first, and this is maybe the best part of all, the price of admission, it's $0, absolutely free. They are deeply committed to making sure this art and the conversations it starts are open to absolutely everyone. Of course, donations are always welcome. So here's all the practical stuff you need to know. It's located at Bülowstraße 7, and it's super easy to get to on public transit. The Nollendorfplatz and Bülowstraße stations are just a quick walk away.
And check out those later hours from Thursday to Sunday, which is a pretty great option to have.
And just remember, your visit isn't over when you walk out the door. The real magic happens when you connect what you saw inside with all the art that's living on the streets outside. So wander around, look up, and try to find some of those massive one-wall murals. And hey, if you're there on a Saturday, the famous Winterfeldplatz market is just a few blocks away. It's honestly the perfect way to spend a day in Berlin.
So we'll leave you with this thought, which is inspired by their current exhibition. What Urbanation really shows us is that art isn't just something you hang on a wall. It's a living, breathing conversation with the world around us. So next time you're walking through any city, take a closer look at its walls. What stories are they trying to tell you?